Legend has it that humans transform into werewolves under the full moon at night. Now scientists have actually confirmed this phenomenon. A group of volunteers confined in iron cages were originally testing a drug to prevent human werewolf transformation. Yet after catching a glimpse of tonight's supermoon, their bodies began to mutate. The man's face contorted, veins bulging across his body. Staff rushed to administer higher doses through the apparatus, but he had already descended into fury. His skin began to develop werewolf-like patterns, rapidly growing fur. Enraged, he shoved the machine aside, causing a short circuit in the lab that left the skylight permanently open. Exposed to the moonlight, the other volunteers began mutating as well. Their bodies swelled, bones twisted, and heads evolved into wolf-like forms with rows of fangs. Researchers fled the scene in panic. Amid the chaos, a scientist's protective suit was torn, accidentally exposing his wound to a volunteer's blood sample. Soon, he too began transforming into a werewolf. Before losing his mind, he shouted for those nearby to flee, but the man ignored the warning. Instantly, the scientist, now fully transformed, ripped open his abdomen with a claw swipe. Another man raised a machine gun and fired wildly at the werewolf. Unexpectedly, one bullet struck the switch of the iron cage, releasing the werewolf inside. The creature slowly emerged from the cage, seemingly unaffected by the bullets. The man was swiftly killed by the werewolf. At the end of the hallway, Matt and Ellie, escorting the injured, prepared to enter a room for shelter, but the werewolf caught up to them. Fortunately, they managed to enter the room at the last moment by entering the code. The enraged werewolf pounded on the door, and personnel from the rear of the corridor fired at it, only to be killed by its claws seconds later. The man with his stomach ripped open ultimately bled to death. Now, only Matt and Amy remained of the entire research team. Seeing this, Matt and Amy quickly donned their gear, sprayed the eye drops to prevent werewolf transformation, and prepared to break out of the lab. The moment they stepped outside, they encountered the werewolf that had escaped its cage. Amy fired a shot at the pipe. Before the werewolf could react, the two quickly drove away. Tonight, under the full moon, everyone barricaded themselves indoors to prevent transformation. Matt's greatest concern was Lucy, the widow of his fallen comrade. Matt visited Lucy's home during daylight hours, nailing boards over her windows and doors. He also set traps around the perimeter, spiked boards, and steel traps. Suddenly, Lucy saw a neighbor's daughter pleading for help on the surveillance feed. The girl's mother had been killed by the werewolf, and she begged to take refuge in Lucy's home. Matt warned Lucy not to open the door, but Lucy couldn't bring herself to refuse. Just as she was about to open it, the unexpected happened.